you guys remember the old movie moment sign from back in the day? Well, basically, it was just a line that included cars that appear in the first Cars movie, and they actually did some from Cars 2 as well, sometimes as singles, sometimes as two packs. And the whole idea of it was to include a screenshot on the space that would normally have artworks for the cars, and the screenshot would show where they appeared at in the movie, whether it be Cars 1 or Cars 2. They never did it for Cars 3 or Cars on the Road, obviously, but it kind of feels like they're doing it nowadays for us with this brand new 2024 two pack of Mater and Cactus Lightning McQueen. I know there's no screenshots to be found, and obviously they just have their classic artworks, but still, it kind of is giving me some nostalgia for that line. Definitely making me think of it because of the fact that it looks like Mater's towing McQueen, and I don't know, it's just kind of cool. Obviously, they appear together in the movie, kind of. I mean, not really on camera. We never really get to see Mater towing McQueen with the cactus pieces on him in the first Cars movie. We'll talk more about that later, about how the movie moments line kind of lied to us on where Cactus Lightning McQueen appears at in the first Cars movie. Kind of a interesting topic I want to get into later. But anyways, welcome on back to the Cars Garage, everyone. Of course, today I had this brand new two-pack, which I'm super excited for, and I wasn't really planning on opening at first until I found two at Wally March, and you guys probably saw that in Checking the Pegs episode 1. It's a pretty cool two-pack, though, because Cactus Lightning McQueen is a brand new variant. We've never seen him made from Thailand before, despite him having lots of releases, even one a recent one in 2021, but that one was in the Welcome to Radiator Springs line, and technically it was made in Vietnam, so this is a new variant. Other than that, though, he was first released in 2007, and ironically, he was actually released in, the movie Moments line, so kind of funny how this two-pack kind of resembles, in a way, a movie Moments two-pack, to me at least, and he was part of the singles movie Moments line, not the two-pack line. That would be even more ironic if he was in a two-pack with Mater back then, but he wasn't. And then after that, he just kind of got regular releases because that line was exclusive to Wally Mart stores, actually. I know I always say Wally Mart. Some people ask me why. I mean, it's just Walmart, but I like to say Wally Mart. It's fun that way. And then, he was released following 2 years, 2008, 2009. He had his own artwork those years, though. Didn't just have the screenshot because it wasn't part of the movie Moans line anymore. And then they did him in 2013, 2017 in the box Lightning McQueen series that they did, and then 2021, like I said, and 2024 right now. Obviously, he's in this two-pack with Mater, and he's actually obviously getting released as a single as well this year, which is kind of funny, kind of odd though, because McQueen does have a lot of releases for 2024, so not really sure why that's necessary, but oh well. And also, that one doesn't have the Radiator Springs background, so kind of weird. I do like his artwork though. How he's very like kind of scared looking, but kind of like smiling too. Kind of funny, even though he really doesn't appear like that with the cactus pieces on him in the first Cars movie. Still nice. That's his original artwork too. Same with Mater. This is his original 2006 artwork. Kind of nice to see them going back to it because I feel like they have been using the newer artworks for Mater recently, like the Squinty Cars 2 one, Cars 3 one, and the Cars on the Road ones a lot in recent years. But yeah, pretty nice. I like how it looks like Mater's actually towing him though in the package. That's pretty cool. Very reminiscent to how they did that two pack in 2022. That was the first time they actually did Mater with the working tow hook. And they did Road Repair Lightning McQueen, not Cactus Lightning McQueen that year. This one's pretty cool though, another new variant. Same type of dealio as that one they did in 2022, but obviously just a new McQueen and slightly new packaging. On the back, as seen in Cars, the first Cars movie, then we have some other pretty cool two packs back here. Lightning McQueen and Sally. And then Edwin Cranks and Greta. I really like that one. Wish it was on the Radiator Springs background, but whatever. I'll review it very soon. And then Red and Stanley, who I also hope to review very soon, assuming I can find a second one. But I actually have been buying a lot of doubles of two packs recently. Not for me though. I've actually got a lot of them for my good friend Astro Smokey. I actually have 4 of this one. Don't believe me? Well, look at this. I have 2 right here. They're both damaged. One I'll open today. One I'll give to him. And then I actually have one up there too in the background. You guys can probably see it. So I do have 4 of this one, but one of them, I thought 2, but now only 1. I thought he wanted 2, but he only wants 1. And it was my fault for thinking he wanted 2. But I'm going to give to Astro Smokey. And the other ones, I don't know what I'll do with, but one of them, right now, I'm going to open for you guys today. You can get this 2-pack in 2024 2-packs case V, and I'm sure it'll be released Probably in other cases as the year goes on, I wouldn't doubt it, but might end up becoming rare, who knows, just because, like, it's very heavy, and it's obviously because of Mater, but I do wanna compare these guys to their original Chinese variants today, so that's what we'll be doing, and yeah, without any further ado, let's bust it open right now. Here is our friends all opened up, looking pretty darn nice, I must say. I obviously love Mater because Thailand always does a great job with Mater. Don't really need any more opened up, but is what it is, I guess. He's a nice big chunk of metal, so that's okay. Nice car to have extras of. But McQueen here, I don't know. Like, I don't hate this new Thailand variant by any means, but it's definitely not as good as the Chinese one from what I can see, and I barely even looked at the two. I just opened them up and put them on the table, but I don't know. It's something with the eyes that's bothering me. It looks like they didn't give him a plastic eye plate, which is kind of strange. Not that he had one before, but all Thailand McQueens usually have plastic eye plates, so kind of surprised by that they made it metal. A big old unibody, but I don't know. It's just like they're not very eye catching his eyes. Kind of a bum dum bum kind of moment, the pun there, eye catching eyes, you know what I mean? But I don't know. It's not my favorite. But we'll see later. First off, we'll start with Mater, and we'll see where he appears with some cacti in the first Cars movie, because he does tow McQueen out of the cactus patch the first time he races Doc. Doc tells him, "Have fun fishing, Mater," and Mater does, and he does it with a smile. Now, speaking of Mater's smile, I do want to take a look at his expression, because I've never been the biggest fan of it, to be honest. Like, it's just his eyes. I find he looks a bit robotic because his eyeballs are just kind of a bit too high. But I mean, at least his mouth looks good. It's nice and deep, and he's got his big old buck teeth, of course. But I mean, all the colors on this Mater are just so much nicer looking. They're so much darker, more saturated too. And he just looks way better than the old Chinese one, of course. Like, look at the blue and the green on the sides. Like, it really does mix into the brown rust so well. And it just looks so realistic and accurate to how Mater looks in the Cars movies, which is really cool. Then he has his Tomater Towing and Salvage logo on the side with the Radiator Springs text underneath. Of course, he has his side view mirrors, and they are plastic, but they look good. They are actually more orange, like all the plastic parts on Thailand Mater definitely are more orange, but I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I definitely don't think it's that bad. I kind of like the orangey color actually. Gives him a bit of color, even if it's not really 100% accurate. Who really cares? I think everything else on him is way more accurate. And then he has the caution tape on the back there, and the A113 license plate, of course, his little hinges hanging down, and all of his tail lights and lights up here on his tow cable contraption. They are all colored in with red paint, which is cool because that was something that the Chinese Mater, for some reason, never had. Well, I guess because it was on plastic, maybe that's why. And this part, this caution tape part back here, it was always like a sticker before, like an actual paper sticker. So what a upgrade we have here. Like, it really is a lot better than the old Chinese one, which is really nice because we can't always say that. And I'm wondering if we're going to say the same for Cactus Lightning McQueen when it's all said and done. But anyways, here's the base. S45A is the date stamp, so that means he was made on the 45th week of 2023 at the A factory, of course. Now, the biggest takeaway from this Mater, for me at least, is the larger tow hook. Obviously, it is quite a bit bigger than the older Mater's tow hook, but it's really nothing new. They started doing that in 2022, but still cool that they included it. Kind of like reissued the pack, but changed up the McQueen. And yeah, here's the Thailand Mater, like another Thailand Mater without the larger tow hook, and you can see it obviously is quite a bit bigger. But before we do the towing action, I do want to just compare Mater to his Chinese counterpart a little bit more, just on a wider angle so that you can really get the full picture, so that you can really see just how much different they are. Like, look at the outlines on the bottom and the wheel wells. Like, look at all that. It's all plasticky looking, just like one color. Like, look at it just, I don't know, it's way better. Thailand Mater, he really is just like 10 times better than the old Chinese one. And it's funny because I never really thought of Mater as a bad car, like being made from China. I always thought he was pretty darn cool. But, once you get the Thailand one, you realize how much better it is. So hopefully we can say the same thing for Cactus Lightning McQueen, who we'll be taking a look at in a second. But I do want to test out the towing feature, see how it works. Oh yeah, works pretty good. So squeaky. Wow, Mater is such a squeaky car. That's cool because that's how he really is in the Cars movies. So just an all-around amazing looking diecast. McQueen does have two holes, of course, like most of the newer Thailand McQueens have. One on the back and then one in the front. And I don't really like the one in the front. I don't get it because like Mater would never tow him like this in the movie. It's like his hook is in his mouth, and that's just gross. It's all rusty. Like, why would you want that in your mouth? It's pretty gross. But I don't know. It looks good from the back when you're towing them like that. That's cool. And you can just, play with it like that, or you can just leave it like that and make a cool little scene recreation. It's pretty cool. I like that. I love the idea of trying to recreate scenes and being able to tow McQueen. It's pretty darn cool because you can never really do that on older Mater diecast and older McQueen diecast because they never had the holes in the base. But anyways, here is Cactus Lightning McQueen in all of his glory. I'll show you guys finally where he appears at in the first Cars movie. McQueen actually doesn't get covered in cactus pieces until the second time he tries out Willy's Butte and fails to turn on dirt. That's when the giant cactus falls down on top of him and crushes him pretty much. And then the next scene we see him pulling Bessie in Radiator Springs, and that's when he is just completely covered in little pieces of cactus. And then Red has to come and hose him down. And then that's obviously when Cactus Lightning McQueen was no longer. That's how the cactus pieces came off of him finally. Red had to clean him off. But yeah, just looking at him face forward, I don't think it looks too bad. It's just the expression, it's not my favorite. I mean, I always liked it before, that's the thing, but now that Thailand has done it, I feel like they kind of made it not as good. It's not even that different, but they gave him the like little shadow effect of the eyelids, but just the fact that there's no bevel on it, like there's always a bevel here, even though it was still metal. I don't know, just so much clearer. The eyeballs are bigger, bluer, and just clearer. They're more eye-catching, whereas on this one, I don't know. It just is what it is. The mouth, like that's how I feel. I'm looking at this, and that's what I feel like my mouth should look like right now. Complaining about this Lightning McQueen expression. It's just not as good, but at least the mouth is fine. It still sticks out a lot. His lips are very puckered. Trying to show you from a side angle. There we go. That's better. You can really see how much farther out it comes. Well, like on both of them. Just like when compared to a normal McQueen, which the whole mouth area is pretty flat. But all the cactus pieces, I mean, they look okay. They're a little different from the Chinese one, for sure. It just looks more like broccoli or more like little like green olives or green grapes, something like that. I don't know. Does it look like cactus pieces? I don't know. Maybe a little, but not that much. He's got one on his right headlight there, or his left, our right, I guess. And I feel like that one's a little bigger than the one on the Chinese one. Looks a bit better, I guess. That one's just like a little piece of green. This one at least has a little bit more detail and color to it. A little bit of brown on these ones, a little bit more than maybe the Chinese one, I would say. But I don't know. I mean, all the actual decals, like the Rusty's one on the hood, definitely isn't as nice. It's just kind of grainy, kind of blurry, but it is what it is. That's Thailand, That's Thailand for you. But Rusty's medicated bumper ointment, rear end formula text on there. And then, yeah, his whole eye. It's weird. It's weird to see a Thailand McQueen without the plastic eye plate, but whatever. It is what it is. Just not as eye-catching, like I said. 95 on top with the Lightning McQueen signature. Funny how they didn't make the windows metal, because I feel like whenever they put something over the windows, they always just make the windows metal, so they change the casting, but not for this one. This metal cactus piece just goes right over it, which is actually cool. I'm glad, because I always have liked the plastic windows, because they just look more realistic, I'd say, more like translucent, which is nice, and that's how it was on the old Chinese one too, so they didn't change that. Looks like all the cactus pieces are in the same spot though. They really didn't change any of them, except for maybe that headlight one a little, like I was saying. You got the one on the gas cap back there, Rusty's logo again, and then all the contingency sponsors. They just don't look as good, unfortunately. You can see them all there. Do I have to read them all? I don't think so. I'm not in the mood today. But he's got the lightning bolt on the side. 95, classic number. And then on the back, he's got the Rusty's logo again. It's very grainy though. Like the bumper ointment text on it is almost like fading off. It's just the angle, I guess. It wasn't applied right. Oh well, medicated bump ointment text down here too, with the rookie racing stripe in the back, because he is a rookie, or he was at this point in time when he had all the cactus pieces on him. 95 on the tail light, and this side is the exact same. There's actually less cactus pieces on this side. I keep going back and forth saying cacti, cactus. I don't even know which one's right anymore, but whatever. You get what I'm saying anytime I say cac. And then, yeah, I don't know, same decals on this side. Not as much pieces though of cactus or broccoli. Just kind of strange. There's really not as many as I was expecting, even though I already had the Chinese one. I don't know. I thought maybe they'd like switch up the spots of the cactus pieces, but I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if they're in the right spots. I remember on the artwork there was one on this side and it's not here, so I don't know, kind of strange. I don't know why they'd remove it. Was that even accurate to how he looks in the movie? Really don't know. But this one's covering the window too, and there's even one covering the spoiler. I almost missed it, covering most of the Rusty's logo on there. And look at that! Just realized this one doesn't even have the Rusty's logo on the spoiler. So I guess props to you on that, Thailand. But other than that, this is not a great variant. I mean, it's not really that bad by any means, but it's not as good as the Chinese one. Honestly, the Chinese one really wasn't perfect anyways. I don't think the cactus pieces look that great on that one either, but they look okay on this one, I guess. Got the uh, little holes in the base, obviously. It's funny how they always off-center them. I would never really think about that. But the one in the front is pretty much pointless because it just doesn't even look good. Then he has the date stamp S47A. That's different because Mater's was S45A. Wonder why they would make McQueen 2 weeks after Mater. Maybe just because, they're always making Maters. They probably just made that one a couple weeks ahead and they're like, we'll just make extras. He's Mater. We could always use some extra Maters. I guess that makes sense. I feel like the little dots here for the screws on his hood, they feel like kind of bigger and darker than most Thailand McQueens. But I don't know, we'll see. I'll zoom it out and we can do a better comparison of the two here. Just because there's not enough room when I zoom it in like that. Just wanted to show you how he looks up close though. It's nice to get an up close look and then a more far away look too. Yeah, all the decals, they're just not as good. But I mean, what do you expect? That's Thailand for you, really. What was I really expecting? Mine, I think, yeah, mine's an old one, but I thought it was original. I'm not sure. It's the day stamps 2343, so late in the year of 2013. So I guess I have a 2013 one. Maybe even, did they carry him over to 2014? Maybe they did, and I'm just forgetting. I forget. It was a long time ago. But he does have a little mark on his spoiler, which I kind of forgot he had. Hope that didn't happen recently. But I don't remember dropping him ever. But I guess he is old, so I probably would have played with them when I was 2013, 14. I would have been, how old would I have been? 8. So yeah, I probably still played with my cars then, but I stopped shortly after because I didn't want them to get damaged, really. So I think I stopped around 10. That would make sense. Anyways, though, yeah, the coloring though too, the red is definitely brighter on this one, on the Chinese one, and I like it better. It's definitely duller on this one. I feel like it's even duller than like some of the other Thailand McQueens. Like, man, look at that, it is duller. It's definitely not as bright. I don't know if it's coming up on camera too good. But this is just a regular old Rusty's Cars One McQueen and it doesn't look as good. It just doesn't look as bright. But is what it is. Feel like I keep saying that. It's what it is, but it is really what it is. What are you gonna do if Thailand screws it up? Still buy it, still see how it looks. Here's Road Repair McQueen, who was in the previous Working to Hook Mater and McQueen 2-pack, as I'll call it, which they did in 2022. I guess they never did one in 2023, unless you count the Cars on the Road one, but I don't think that Mater had the working tow hook. I forget. But this one is nicer, I think. The decal quality is still not great, although it is better. I gotta say, it is better on this one, which is surprising. But I just love the expression and the fact that he's supposed to be like dirty. It almost makes like the decals, even though they do look grainy, it just like hides that fact, so it just looks better. Whereas here, like the decals, he's not really dirty other than the fact that he's covered in cacti. So he really should have clear, crisp decals, but he does not, obviously. And then here's one more McQueen that I wanted to show you. Tumbleweed McQueen. He has great looking decals because he's made in China. But they are doing this guy in 2024 too, so I might have to actually crack that one open. I have it somewhere close to me. I have it right off to the side there. Forgot I brought it in to show you guys. I'll show you that in a second. See how it looks. See if he's really any different I'm not sure if he is or not. I feel like probably not. He's just being released as a single. Looks like he also does not have a plastic eye plate, so that's weird. Look at that. Wonder why. Why does Tumbleweed and Cactus Lightning McQueen not deserve a plastic eye plate? I don't get that. He's actually not a new variant, though. They did him before, I think in 2019 or 18 from Thailand. But Cactus Lightning McQueen is a new variant. So, I don't know. I was expecting a little more from him, to be honest, but at least the 2-pack is cool. You know, comes with Mayor. You can tow him and all that jazz. It's cool. I love how squeaky he is. That's actually a nice touch, even though I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. Probably just from the weight. It actually gets stuck in there, kind of. Like when you put it in the back, I actually have to pull it out and use some force, which is, well, I don't feel like that wasn't like what the old one was like, but I don't know. Can he still be towed by just a regular mater? Not really. I always thought he could, but maybe he can't. Let's try to get in there. You can, but you might, yeah, it falls out. Not that great. Definitely, I guess, worth it if you want to test out the cool play feature. Get the new Mater, not really new anymore, but get the re-released Mater with the larger working tow hook. It's nice. I like it. And yeah, this new McQueen variant, I guess maybe just get him as a single if you really want him. Although I don't think he's worth it. If you already have the Chinese one, it's definitely not worth it. It's not like an upgrade or anything, so I wouldn't get the Thailand one unless you're a hardcore collector like myself and you just try to get every single car that Mattel makes. Anyways, though, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you still enjoyed this review, despite this being a not so great variant of McQueen, but it's not that bad, I guess, after all. And yeah, with that, I'll see you guys next time, right here on the Cars Garage.